Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We always love getting into the latest and greatest, especially when it comes to tech,
Absolutely.
and especially stuff that can help us learn more and create more and better content.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we're going to be diving into today is AI tools that can help us do that.
Yeah. And I think what's so exciting about this is we're finally starting to see AI go from being this kind of abstract thing into actual tools we can use.
Tools we could use today.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'm really excited to get into some of these with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in and talk about some of the big players that are out there.
Okay.
We've got ChatGPT, and we're talking specifically about the paid version that's really designed for teams to collaborate together.
Right.
And then we've got Claude, which is kind of gaining some traction because of its ability to code.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the big deal with those? I mean, other than just hype, what's really going on there?
Well, I think the main thing is that these are what we call generative AI models.
Okay.
And essentially what that means is that they're algorithms that have been trained on massive data sets of text and code to be able to generate new content.
Okay.
And so, instead of just searching for information, you can actually use these tools to create information.
Wow.
So you could use them to, draft a blog post. You could use them to write code. You could even use them to help you brainstorm a business plan.
That's incredible.
It's really like having a 24/7 thought partner.
Yeah, that's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about some tools that can bridge the gap between audio and text.
Okay.
I'm thinking about things like TurboScribe or Grok's Whisper model, things that turn spoken words into editable text.
Right, so you could take your meeting notes or you could take a lecture recording and turn that into text that you can then search and edit.
That's amazing.
Grok's Whisper model is particularly interesting because it's open source and it's got incredible accuracy.
Wow.
And then, you've got things like 11 Labs, which can take text and turn it into speech.
Oh, wow.
So you can, create personalized audiobooks.
Well, that's really cool.
Or even you can imagine hearing historical figures narrate their own biographies.
Wow, the potential there is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about convenience, right? It's about making knowledge and creative tools accessible to everybody.
Absolutely.
So speaking of creativity, what's catching your eye in the world of AI image generation?
So I think Midjourney is really shaking things up.
Okay.
It's not just about creating images. It's also about the community aspect.
Oh, interesting.
So you can browse albums that other people have created.
I like that.
You can get inspired by what they've done. You can even remix their images.
Really?
And then there are tools like Cutout that make it really easy to edit images.
Okay.
So you can remove backgrounds. You can replace backgrounds. You don't need Photoshop expertise to do this.
So you can go from idea to finished image.
Yeah.
All within this AI ecosystem.
That's right.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about something that I think is really cool.
Okay.
Notebook LM.
Yes.
It can generate podcasts from multiple sources, including YouTube videos.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right.
Because think about the implications for accessibility.
Yeah.
If you have a visual impairment, you could essentially listen to a YouTube video
Through this podcast.
Through a podcast.
That Notebook LM generated.
That's
incredible.
You could have researchers that are able to get audio summaries.
Right.
Of, hours of lectures or interviews.
Yeah.
It's really democratizing content creation.
It really is.
And it's opening up these new avenues for learning.
Yeah. And speaking of YouTube, you've got tools like Glasp that can actually extract the text from a YouTube video. And then Claudio, which can add captions and even translate those captions.
Yeah, I saw that it could do Arabic translation, which is really cool.
That's amazing.
So if you're a researcher who is, studying Arabic literature or history,
right,
you can now easily access and understand video content in your field.
That's incredible.
You're breaking down language barriers. Yeah. You're accelerating research.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about research and writing and visual content creation.
Yeah.
What about the people who just want to make quick edits
right.
to audio or video without having to become professional editors?
Well, there are tools like Clipchamp that are perfect for that.
Okay.
Clipchamp is pre-installed on Windows.
Okay.
And it's got, simple but powerful editing features. So you can trim clips, you can add music, you can adjust the audio levels, all the basics that you need to create.
Right.
decent quality content without having a steep learning curve.
So you're not intimidated by the tech. You can just jump in and start creating.
Right.
I love that. Okay, now for those of us who are visual learners, and I'll raise my hand there, tell me a little bit more about Napkin.
So Napkin is really cool because it can take text and turn it into a mind map.
Okay.
And not just one style of mind map, but it can do all these different styles.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, if you're working on a complex project or you're studying a really dense topic, you can quickly visualize the key points.
Okay.
The connections, the hierarchies within that information.
So it's like giving your brain a new way to organize and process information.
Yeah. It helps you to see the big picture.
I love it.
And to remember things better.
Okay, so for the grand finale, we are diving into the world of specialized bots within ChatGPT.
Okay.
This is where it gets really fun.
All right.
We've got a bot that emulates the personality and knowledge of Dr. Fadi Amrouche.
Really?
Like, imagine being able to have a conversation with a bot that embodies the expertise and the communication style of this renowned expert.
It's like having a personalized mentor.
It is. A tutor.
At your fingertip.
At your fingertip.
I love it.
It's incredible.
So there's also an Arabic text refinement bot that can polish your writing. And there's a comprehensive summarization bot that can condense large amounts of text into these key takeaways.
Yeah.
And get this, there's a bot that channels the unique style and insights of author Robert Greene.
The Robert Greene bot is really interesting because, you know, you could ask it to summarize his books.
Right.
You could ask it to, you know, analyze historical figures.
Wow.
Through the lens of his work.
That's amazing.
You could ask it to give you advice on how to apply his principles to your own life.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
We've got a logical fallacies trainer bot.
Wow.
A diagram mind map bot. Even a children's science story bot.
That's amazing.
The possibilities are truly endless.
It is incredible.
So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all these amazing tools.
It's easy to get overwhelmed. It is.
I think the key is not to try to use everything at once. You know, just pick one or two tools that really resonate with your needs. And then experiment with those.
Right.
Start small and then build from there.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought for all of you listening.
Okay.
If you could create your own custom bot within ChatGPT, what unique knowledge or personality would it embody? What problem would it solve? What skill would it teach?
That's a great question.
The power is in your hands.
It is.
To create something truly unique and valuable.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been fun.
We'll see you next time.
See you, Daddy.